quick video on the magnetic polisher that I made up, magnetic pin polisher. They're quite expensive new, so I thought rather than that I could make myself a great big one that's more powerful and I can do more stuff with for the money, which probably is not the best idea, but anyway, that's what we did. So I'll do a quick breakdown with you, a quick go through. So this was a basic CAD model that I started off with. This was originally for vibratory tumblers, but I sort of modded that by that part there I cut little squares out of, and then basically, you got flip round like that, and that's where the motor went, and the disc went on top of it. It was a bit low down than that. Yeah, so that's sort of how it works, but this had the adjusters on and stuff like on the video. That was a little weight, and this was just a lid, the actual tumbler part. So, and little legs welded on. And so this is wood, because it has to let the magnetic power through. I did originally make it out of a piece of stainless steel, but the only problem was apparently there's two types of stainless steel, a magnetic and a non-magnetic type, which I wasn't aware which was which at the time when I ordered it, and I managed to get myself the magnetic type, so it didn't work because it wouldn't let the magnet the magnetic flow through to the pins. So I made it out of wood in the end, which has been working great. So I'll take that off so I can sort of go through it. So I had a quick frame up, got my mate to make it up. This was actually an addition because originally it started out life as a tumbler, a vibratory tumbler, but I changed it to a pin polisher. So we had this plate made up, and that's why it's a bit cut and a bit rough. And these threaded rods allow me to adjust the height, because the height the magnets are to the bottom of the base is quite important, I've found. So this plate's just got a bracket, I don't know if you can see there, that's welded on and bolted up, and the whole thing can then move up and down. It's controlled by a controller, which needs fins somewhere, and obviously they're not, exposed wiring or anything like that, because that would just be dangerous. And then on the bottom, it's got little rubber bobbins, you can't really see, but that isolates the vibration a bit. It's all a bit dusty because we're in the polishing room, so that's why everything's a little bit of a mess, but I thought I'd show you as it was in real life, and I couldn't be bothered to clean it. So how it works, this motor, I think it's 0.5 horsepower, I can't quite remember. I'll try and zoom in on it there. 1/4 horsepower there, or 1/4 kilowatt. Now I got this off eBay, I got a few of them, got quite a good deal on them, and they're nice and they're quiet, and the speed controller come with them and everything as a setup. So it's probably a bit of overkill for what I'm doing, well, a lot of overkill, but it was just a nice package, so that's why I ended up with that. And then I've got a little collar made up here, you can't really see there. And then this is an aluminium plate that I got off eBay, and I marked out, these are very strong magnets, rare earth magnets, about 1 inch across, and I don't know what that is, 3/4 inch, 20mm high, something like that. Bolted on with, and then Loctited with nylock nuts. Yeah. But it sort of runs in this area here, so I thought if it flew out, these are going to stop it a little bit. So far we've been pretty okay with that. And then the central bolt bolts into the middle of the shaft as well, just as a secondary precaution so nothing flies off. The magnets are arranged a little bit out of kilter, and then you have that's facing north, facing south, north, south, north, south, north, south. And that allows, as it spins, the magnetic field to circulate, and that's what gives the action to the pins. I was originally going to put more magnets around the outside here, but to be honest, for what I've been doing, this has been fine, so maybe Mark II will have that. And that's it really, it's as simple as that. The motor can be reversed with a connection basically, so I was going to wire a little timer up and stuff into it, but I've not done that as yet. So at the moment it just rotates one way, but I will eventually make it go the other way. think. So how does it work? Put the lid back on. Oh, that's not quite on. Yeah, it is. And then what we're using is, there's no water in this, you can see the pins, I use 0.4 millipins, I think they are, stainless steel. Now you're not meant to leave them on top of it because they clump up, they are a little bit clumpy, but there's no water in that, so obviously it's not going to work very well, but I'll put the video on with it all working. And then you can spin it up, you can see under there that the disc goes fairly quick. Again, you can adjust it with this. So, that one. That's about half speed now. You can see it right now. So basically, you try and balance that with. Can't really see in there. Try and balance that with the amount of material that you've got in. So if you have more material, tend to run it a little bit faster. It's pretty quick, takes about 20 minutes to polish something up, just depends. You can leave it in longer, but it tends to round corners off a little bit if you're not careful, so especially if it's turned up high. And that's it, that's my polisher. That's one of the rotary vibrators that are made up, which is basically the motor backwards. You can sort of see that frame there is that bit there, and then that has a weight on the bottom there. That's obviously, this needs a guard on it too. Not really, but it's fine. And then same thing, the motor there. And I have a couple of these. Move that there. Yeah, so that's the other. Actually, that's a small pin. That's the bigger pin there for the pin polisher. It'll probably work better. Actually, it's got water in it. Let's do that one. Shut the top before we show you that one. So there. So that's that working. You centre it, and as you can see, the centrifugal gets thrown out into the stream and polishing everything up. So that's that one. And then centrifuge at the polisher, that has these cones in, like a ceramic cone, and it's good for like that. There's a little skull that looks like. It's not even had the sprue cut off proper that, but we'll just throw it in there and give it a blast round just to get the big bits off, and then probably cut the screws off and just have a lucky dip. Got a ring there, that's not been very long now. I think it's probably waiting looking at it to run. Stinks actually. Smells of armpits. So yeah, that's that one. So I haven't got that plugged in, so I can't show it you running, but it's noisy as hell. And then the next one along there is for final polishing, and that's walnut chippings with rouging, and that gives quite a high polish. So let's move that light off there. If you can. Put my hand in here, it always goes. Now this is a pain having to wind it, but they actually work better with the things longer. I think because it gives it a little bit more sort of whippiness or something. So as much as it's a pain on doing it, it's actually better. Yeah, so that one was rouge with. So that's that one. There's a few bits in here actually, but they come up really nice in there. I think there's some chains in this actually somewhere, unless I've took them out. That's the only problem. You get dust everywhere and you get red fingers, but yeah, that cleans up nice for the final polish. So that's it. That's my polishing, and there's my polishing motor. So I've just plugged this one in now. I thought I'd show it running. So it's the same as just with it. Don't want to run it too long without the top because all the dust comes out. So let's see how that one works. It just moves round in it. It's the weirdest thing, but it's doing it quite well. Again, more stuff in it, you have to change the speed, but it's alright. So that's that one. Oh, there we go. Alright, oh, that was helpful anyway. Cheers, bye.